All right, today is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, and I always include the date just in case anyone watching this a week from now, a month from now, heaven knows, 10 years from now, you can go back and you can find that data. Not that it's all that relevant to this particular topic. All I'm going to do here is really give a brief commercial, so to speak, for fixed bar interval methodologies. I have been saying since the beginning of the Price Bob thread that fixed bar interval strategies, trading plans, are the ideal type of strategy for anyone wishing to complete Mark Douglas's 20 trade exercise as outlined in his books and his seminars. He recommends traders use a discretion-free, 100% mechanical, rule-based method to do the exercise, and I can't think of an easier, more straightforward way to put such a plan in place than to use fixed bar interval trading. So I'm going to use as an example the template that I built for the Linda Raschke opening range, I guess the institutional opening range that she uses for trading the U.S. session. Her opening range starts at 8 a.m. Eastern, closes at 8:20 a.m. Eastern, and she uses 5-minute bars, I believe. I'm using 20-minute bars. I typically use the bar interval of the fixed bar reference that I'm using. So here's the virtue of these methods. First of all, when you're trading a fixed bar interval, you know exactly when you will be placing entry orders every single day. There's no variation. You're not waiting for a moving average cross. You're not waiting for your oscillators to all be aligned long or short. You're not waiting for, Venus to be in the house of the rising sun. You know, like right now, it is just after 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I know that tomorrow at 8:20 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to be placing a long order, a buy stop limit to get long the ES somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be above the market or below where the market is now. That doesn't matter. All that matters is that so long as the world doesn't end and trading is taking place between 8 a.m. Eastern and 8:20 a.m., I'm going to have a trade, at least an order. May not have a trade. So again, the way I'm trading this, I'm long only. And if a bar closes below the low of my reference bar, I cancel my order, no trades that day. So virtue one is that you know exactly when you will be placing your orders each and every day. So when I say there is a fixed bar interval out there for every trader's lifestyle, work schedule, and so on, I mean it. So whether you're trading Asia, Europe, or the US session, so long as you are trading, I would suggest, within 90 minutes of either side of those opens. So pick some fixed bar interval within 90 minutes before or after the Tokyo Open, 90 minutes before or after the Frankfurt Open, 90 minutes before or after the London Open, 90 minutes before or after the U.S. session opens. And I count the U.S. session open at 9:30, so this really fits, because this is exactly 90 minutes prior to the U.S. session opening. There are other times of day, no doubt. The close of any 4-hour bar may provide a fixed bar interval trading plan with an edge. So 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern, and so forth. the London close is at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I know for Forex traders, sometimes there's some shenanigans that take place in and around that London close. You can explore that. Blue Steel's looked at the 2 p.m., I believe it's 2 p.m. Hour, which of course is when another 4-hour bar would close in many trading platforms. So again, as long as you're picking a time of day, and it can be a 1 minute, 5 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute, hour, 4 hour, 30 second, 13 minute, it's trader's choice. You have to do the work to identify some sort of fixed bar interval that you believe may serve as a reference bar for entering and exiting the market. That's all there is to it. So you're going to know exactly when you'll be placing your entry orders every day. You're going to know exactly where your stop loss is. You're going to know your maximum risk before each trade. How do you do that? Well, the way I do it is, here's my reference bar. I know that my stop loss is going to be 1 tick below the low. So I'm going to put my risk reward tool on there. And so I'm going to be risking around $325, actually $337.50, because theoretically my entry is going to be $87.75 and my stop loss is going to be 81 even. So that'll give you a $337.50 risk. Where's my reward? I'm going to know exactly where to take my profit before each trade. Now for me, I'm running 2 spreadsheets. I'm testing the 2 to 1, and then I'm testing all 3 of these. I'm not going to get into how I'm tracking those in the spreadsheet. I am keeping track, posting each day's results in the thread by taking a screenshot of the chart. But anyway, if I'm a 618 trader, I know where my profit target's going to be. And I can usually set that. I can adjust my strategy in my platform. I can hit edit, and I show you. So I could do 325 stop loss, 175 profit, right? I could set it to 337.50 and 187.50. I could save it as my ES. Simple, right? So that's done. So before I can define my risk, and if the risk is too large, if I say I'm never going to risk more than $500, and so if a setup occurs where I would have to risk $750 to take the trade, I can either not trade that day or size down. How do you size down? If you're trading one E-mini, you size down by trading a certain number of micros. So if you won't risk more than $500 on a trade, and you would have to risk $750 to trade an E-mini, you would just size down by replacing your E-mini with micros. And for the micros, you could probably do 7. So you would trade, or 6, or just do it in half, do 5. So the virtue, again, of fixed bar interval trading is you know every day when you're going to be placing your orders. You know exactly how much risk you need to take to be able to enter the trade. And if the risk is too great, your trading plan will tell you either to size down or stand aside. And you'll know exactly where your take profit will be before each trade. So there is 0% discretion in a fixed bar method trading plan. Therefore, if a particular trade is a win, you cannot take credit for the win. However, if a particular trade is a loss, you also cannot take blame for the loss. You are now free to focus your awareness on the whispers of your ego so that you may finally come to control and vanquish your ego. You're not the fear of loss. Your ego fears the loss. You do not fear that your profit is going to become a loss. Your ego fears the profit might become a loss. So it's your ego telling you to exit early, move your stop loss to break even. It's your ego that tells you, hey, you just took a loss. That's not right. That wasn't your fault. Get short. The market's going the other way. Double down. You were long one, go short three. You'll get it all back in a minute. See, you are not your ego. You have to become cognizant of the fact that you're the awareness behind your ego. So when you get those feelings, and I get them, when you get that feeling, geez, I'm up 5 points. I don't want this to go to a loss. I should maybe move my stop loss to break even. If you don't have part of your trading plan that tells you exactly when to move your stop loss to break even, then you don't move it. So, for example, the way I trade the ES, let's suppose my profit target is 6,300. Price gets to 6,300, it pulls back to 62.93 and 3/4. If it trades to 6,300 again and it doesn't fill me, I'm bringing my stop loss to break even, right? But I'm watching the trade. And if I'm not able to watch the trade, my stop loss stays put. But you have to have that. So fixed bar trading frees your awareness to focus 100% on vanquishing the ego so that you can execute your trading plan peacefully and flawlessly with no care as to whether this trade or this day or even this week is in a profit or a loss. All that matters is the process of trading your plan. And fixed bar interval trading plans are ideal for curing yourself of all the psychological ills that bring about the trading errors that destroy your results and blow your accounts. And, that's it. It's as simple as that. Now, MeBob, I don't trade MeBob, but there are people trading MeBob who somehow are making a profit in spite of all the naysayers who have posted computerized silly back tests saying that it's not profitable or barely profitable. So if you're going to do a back test, it's got to be a visual forward walk of your trading strategy. I strongly suggest that you use some sort of mathematical formula to determine your profit target. I like the 618 extension of my reference bar. Some people will prefer the 1-to-1, the 2-to-1. Maybe others are real scalpers and they might select the 0.5, the 50% extension. So this is a 61.8% extension of the reference bar, 100%, 200%. It's up to you. But I would use some sort of mathematical formula, because what this does is it self-adjusts your profit target to current market conditions. When we first started trading MeBob, I was using a 10-point profit target. I don't know if a 10-point profit target on a 5-minute chart is still a smart move. It was working back in March, but the market was a lot more volatile back then. So maybe for MeBob now, instead of 10 points, maybe it should be 5 points. Maybe it should be 10 ticks. Maybe it should only be 2.5 points. I don't trade it, so I don't know. But by using a fixed multiple of your current reference bar, your stop and targets are going to self-adjust to current market conditions, volatility, and range. If at any time the risk required to put that trade on exceeds the maximum risk that you've decided you're going to define in your trading plan, then you either don't take that trade or you size down. I mean, it's very simple. Just keep it simple. You know, look, I'm not against squiggly line trading. I did it for a long time, but I was spinning my wheels. You know, you spend so much time when you're trading indicators, you almost become fixated on how can I only take the winning trades and skip the losing trades? How can I, quote unquote, filter my trades? Can't be done. So with this method, look, you just accept the fact that sometimes the breakout's going to go to your target. Sometimes the breakout's not going to happen at all. Other times the breakout's going to put you into the market and turn around and pick your pocket. It's going to stop you out for a loss. But you're always going to know exactly when you're going to be trading, when you're going to be placing your orders. You'll know your risk before you even place your orders, and you'll know exactly where your profit targets should be. I can't think of an easier, more peaceful way to trade, especially if you're a day trader. And that's it. So have a great evening. See you tomorrow.